Hello ladies and gents, I'm DeeKay
And I'm Nexus Vice, and welcome to episode 6 of DeeKay Nexus Discussions.
And today we're discussing the Apple conference which happened today, where they revealed the new iPhone, the iPhone SE, and the new iPad Pro, with a bunch of other little things. We're talking about Windows 10 automatically installing on Windows 7 and Windows 8 hardware and how to combat that phenomenon. And we're talking about the possibility of trading in your digital downloaded Xbox One games. So let's roll that intro. Okay, so like I said, we have three interesting topics today. First up, the Apple conference, which happened today, where they revealed the iPhone SE and the new iPad Pro. But firstly, I just want to say, how are you, Nexus?
I'm doing okay. I'm just fine. I'm chilling here, cleaning an Atari 2600 that I just got. It's garage fresh, so it's dirty.
You're such a lucky bastard. He got an Atari 2600 for nothing.
Hey man, it happens. Sometimes you come across the right old man.
You should have given him some money. He doesn't know what it was worth.
It's not like it was worth $200, man.
Do you like stealing from the elderly?
I don't steal from the elderly when it was given.
Fine. Okay, so on to today's topics. Apple hosted a conference today, one of their usual keynotes, where they're talking about new products that they're launching. This is like one of their mid-year type ones, so there's no huge announcements like a new iPhone, like an iPhone 7, for example. But they did release something interesting, which is coming out on March 24th. It's the iPhone SE. So Sierra Echo. I think it's a pretty cool device, and it meets a nice part of the market that actually wants a smaller iPhone with all the features of an iPhone 6S. And that's essentially what it is. It's an iPhone 6S in an iPhone 5S body. So it's a 4-inch phone, and they're touting it to be the most powerful 4-inch mobile phone in the world.
Oh, that's a nice way to say it. To be honest, as far as today's topics go, I don't even have a computer around me, and I haven't done much research for myself. So the most thing I'm going to add in is my, I guess, trademark ranting commentary about my personal views. But don't take me word for word and quote me if I'm wrong about some info.
Oh, great. Okay. All right. So, well, I'll just get into it then, and I'll give you a brief overview of the iPhone 5. God, I keep calling it an iPhone 5e. It's not 5e, it's an SE. Right. So the iPhone SE, it comes in gold, silver, space gray, and rose gold. It's rose gold on the iPhone 5 type of body for the first time. It's a 4-inch Retina display with the A9 processor and a 12 megapixel iSight camera. So that's the same as the iPhone 6S. There's not much to say about the design. Like I said, it's the iPhone 5S body, so there's nothing new there. Specs-wise, it's exactly the same as the iPhone 6S, but it doesn't have 3D touch. But it does have 4K video capture at 30 frames per second, 1080p. You can go all the way up to 240 frames per second for slow-mo recording. It's got a 5 megapixel FaceTime HD front-facing camera with the Retina flash. All the usual stuff that you'd expect from an iPhone, just a smaller body, really.
So they basically recycled the iPhone 5 frame and body. Like, it was pretty much the exact same thing, and shoved in some better tech.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty short and sweet explanation, guys. I asked DeeKay about this earlier, and assuming that it is the exact same thing, it is nice because that way all these other 5S models, all these accessories and hardware, they would technically be compatible with the new phone, which is a nice little thing.
They would, yeah. They would. So your cases will still fit.
Better screen, so that's nice.
No, I think it's pretty much the same screen. It's still
Same screen?
a Retina display with 326 ppi, so I think it's
Okay.
about the same.
Any better cameras or anything?
Yeah, the camera's a lot better. It's a 12
Okay.
megapixel camera and a 5 megapixel FaceTime camera. So yeah, cameras are a lot better.
Nice. Well, it's at least nice that our Apple's offering a little bit more hardware variety now, so that's always a bonus.
Yeah, so
consumer.
right now, if you wanted to buy an iPhone, you have 5 options. You can get the iPhone SE, which is a 4-inch display with all the bells and whistles of the iPhone 6S without the 3D touch. You can get an iPhone 6, an iPhone 6 Plus, which have a 4.7-inch screen and a 5.5-inch screen. And then you can get the iPhone 6S and the iPhone 6S Plus, which both have 3D touch, the better processor, which is the A9 processor, and a better camera all round.
Sweet.
So those are your options. But yeah, overall, I think it's a good move. It caters to the people that want a smaller handset and haven't really bought into the larger handsets and phablets. So yeah, I think it's a great announcement. I think it'll do well, and I think it's a good stopgap between the iPhone 6S and the iPhone 7. So yeah, another thing that they announced, moving right along, is a new iPad Pro. As you know, the iPad comes in one flavor at the moment, and that is the 12.9-inch humongous screen. Today, they announced the iPad Pro, which is a 9.7-inch screen. So it has all the stuff that the iPad Pro, the huge one, has, but it's got the form factor of a regular-sized iPad. And of course, it supports the Apple Pencil and all of that stuff. Yeah, I think this is another really, really good announcement.
So instead of it being a mini, again, it's just they're finally kind of moving into different size varieties for the consumer, basically.
Yeah, so the only way you could get an iPad Pro with those specifications is to get the was it 12.7 or 12.9? I just said it, 12.9. You could only get it in the 12.9 inch, but now you can get it in a 9.7 inch. And it's actually got a few features in this 9.7 inch model that the 12.9 inch doesn't have. So it's got 25% greater color saturation. There's a couple of other things that it has as well.
Cool.
I'll find them. So it's faster on the LTE network. So I think now it goes up to 300 megabits a second, whereas the standard iPad Pro would only go up to 150. I don't ever see anyone reaching that anyways.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the 12.9-inch iPad had an 8 megapixel camera, whereas this new one has a 12 megapixel. And the old one had a 1.2 megapixel FaceTime HD camera, whereas this one has a 5 megapixel FaceTime HD camera. So all around, it's a better device. I just wish they would upgrade the 12.9-inch one with the specs of this new 9.7-inch one. So that's something that I expect them to do later on in the year, say August or September, when they're announcing the iPhone 7 and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's really good.
Awesome.
You have literally nothing to say about this, do you?
I what can I say? They're expanding their hardware selection with the same specs. It's just a little bit more variety for the consumer. What else do I have to say about it?
Every time I say something, Nexus goes, okay, that's nice. Yep.
I mean,
yep, okay.
usually it's me ranting on, and you going either please let me talk, or I really have no idea what he's talking about. Okay, yeah. I got nothing, man. Go ahead.
Yeah,
You're free. You're free this time.
Yeah, until the next topic.
I got like maybe a few paragraphs, but that's it. I don't have a dissertation.
Okay, the next thing that they talked about was iOS 9.3. So obviously it's still on iOS 9, but it's the next kind of incremental update to the OS before they release iOS 10, which I predict will be August or September this year. So iOS 9.3, what's new? Now, one of the things that I thought was really cool about this was they're introducing a new feature called Night Shift. Now, as you may or may not know, blue light emitted from monitors or your phone screen and things like that, it can affect your sleep. So because loads of these devices put out blue light, it can kind of screw with your head. and it does affect your sleeping patterns, and it can stop you from getting to sleep in the first place. So what this new night shift thing does is it knows where you are in the world, and it knows what time the sun sets. So from when the sun sets, it will adapt your phone screen into a warmer end of the color spectrum or the temperature spectrum. So your screen will, instead of emitting blue light, it will emit more yellow light. So in turn, it can prevent headaches, it can prevent lack of sleep, it can prevent all sorts of things. So I think that's a really cool feature, and I've been wanting that for a long time because I use my Gunners, the Gunner Optics glasses for when I'm using the computer screen or when I'm gaming. And the main point of those is to stop all the blue light getting into your eyes that can cause headaches and prevent you from sleeping.
Okay, so basically, it's a filter.
It's not a physical filter, but yeah.
I know, but that's more or less what it is. It filters out the bad stuff, and I guess this light, does it cause insomnia or something?
The blue light can do, yeah. So this kind of combats that. Yeah, I think it's really cool.
Cool.
Another thing they talked about, and this is another feature which I've wanted for a long time, is so many people use the Notes app on their iPhones. Now you can actually password or fingerprint protect your notes. So if you have any notes, like passwords written down or anything like that, you can actually put them behind a fingerprint lock screen. So people can't look at your notes like they can at the moment. Yeah, so that's another cool feature that I've wanted for a long time, because to get password protected notes, you have to download a third-party app, but now you can use the native Notes app on your phone, which comes with every iPhone and iPad. That's another cool feature. Another thing they're updating with iOS 9.3 is the News app. So I use the News app quite a lot, and one of the things that bugged me was it wasn't extremely personalized and it wasn't very quick. But now, according to this update, it will be really quick and it will be a lot more personalized. So that's nice to see, because that's a really cool app. They're making innovations with the Health app, and there's a few updates with that, but I'm not really going to go into that. And they're updating CarPlay as well. So now, if you have a car that supports CarPlay, there'll be new features like it will recommend new music based on your tastes, and it's got a new nearby feature where in maps it lets you find a gas station, petrol station, parking, restaurants, and all of that stuff just with a touch of a button. So yeah, I don't really have much more to say about it, to be honest.
I do appreciate you differentiating the UK and the States statement for gas station and petrol station, by the way.
I don't know why you guys call it a gas station. It's not gas, it's a liquid.
Yes, I understand that, but we call it gasoline here, so it's
okay. So it's like
cuts it in half.
Gasoline.
Yes, it just cuts it down. I mean,
technically,
you're calling petrol is a petroleum product, so that's what you're referring to, by the way. So you cut it down to petrol.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. But still, gas.
I know. I was saying it's like, who eats a hamburger made of beef?
Yeah, I know that's another weird one.
I know. I never got that either.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Just to close this off, they did talk about a couple more things like education with iOS. There's not really much I can say about.
My wife uses the what is it, the university app, to where it gives it like I forgot what it's called.
Oh no, I know that one that you're talking about, but that's not this. This
I know.
Is when you're teaching.
It's nice that they offer that cool stuff. You know, there is some really nice like learning and applications and resources on the Apple stuff. So that is nice.
Yeah, but right now, like they've got a screenshot here, right, where it shows a teacher's iPad, and on that iPad, it's got their whole classroom on it, and people can. Because like my nephew right now, when he goes to nursery and stuff, they give him an iPad and they do the learning on an iPad, and each kid has their own iPad. It's crazy. So now the teacher in the front of the class, it's like, I think all the iPads are linked and they can run the whole classroom from an iPad. It's really cool the way they're doing this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and with the new iPad Pro, it's got 4 speakers and I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on with the iPad Pro, and I could get into a lot of depth, but honestly, there's just no point going into all the specs. To sum it up, it's a better iPad than the actual iPad Pro. I wish they had these features in the actual 12.9-inch iPad Pro. But if you like the 9.7-inch form factor, go for this one. It is the best iPad in the world right now. If you want the 12.9-inch with these specific features, then wait till the end of the year. I'm sure they'll have one by then. The iPhone SE that we talked about earlier is a good buy if you want a 4-inch iPhone and you're not into the big phablet-sized phone. It's the perfect phone for you, and it will scratch that itch, and you don't have to go bigger than 4 inches. So that's done and done, in my opinion.
Yay, more consumer selection. That's all I have to say.
Never a bad thing. Oh yeah, and they come out on March 24th. Couple of days.
And why? I know why they do that. I know why phone companies wait until like a week or something after they announce a phone, because they don't want to stop sales. But that is a little bit of a dick move.
Yeah, like if you went and bought an iPhone like 2 days ago, and then they announced this, and you really wanted the SE, yeah, then you're kind of screwed.
Yep.
But most carriers give you 14 days.
I understand. Stuff, I know, but it basically stopped people from holding out for a new phone.
Yeah.
So, what do we got next, man?
Okay, next up, and this one's quite funny, but at the same time, it scares the crap out of me. Windows 10 automatically installing on some Windows 7 and 8.1 laptops and PCs. This one's terrifying.
Now, to move into this, I asked you before. I haven't personally done any research on this myself, but you're saying that the internet has been showing reports, but it's been shaky. You're saying a lot of people have been posting on forums about it, but there's been no one that says, aha, here is downright proof that's what's going on. They haven't showed any code or any like hardcore evidence besides just a whole lot of reports, right?
Yeah, but there's too many reports for you to ignore.
So that I understand. That being said, I have no idea how this is officially going on. But I have had family members also said that like my father, for instance, he's got Windows 7 installed, and I have updates blocked on my 7 machine. And he said that apparently it tried to install it itself, and he just doesn't click on it. But there's a little feature that says, okay, it downloads all the files ready to install, and if you click on it, it pretty much activates it and continues to install it. And he can't even, and he is very computer savvy, so he knows what he's doing. He can't even find where the heck the files are being stored so he can delete them off his machine.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, he can't even find it if it's in cache or even in the RAM when it boots up, or maybe it redownloads. Who knows? But he can't find where those install files are being stored. And this is a guy that knows what he's doing. But that said, that's crazy that they're basically hiding all these files on it. And here's what's even worse is I believe I've heard reports of people have found, like, the tech community has found out that there's code in there that allows people to it downloads the update files, and then it actually uses users' bandwidth to basically file share the update files to other users. So they're not even, it's kind of like a torrent, more or less, to where Microsoft is basically using its users to broadcast its updating instead of its own bandwidth and file servers.
Yeah, no,
that's crazy.
That happens once you install Windows 10.
Exactly.
Yeah, you
that's
can turn
still
that off
crazy.
when you're installing it. Yeah, that you can turn off. And it does ask you, it does explicitly ask you if you want to allow that or disable it. So yeah, disable that is stupid.
I guess getting a little back on topic about what's going on currently, though, it's there's all these reports of it installing by itself.
Yeah.
And you said that it's actually bricking some machines.
Yeah. So what one user said was he was working away on his Windows 7 PC, and it blue screened, right? And then when it restarted, it was installing Windows 10. So he turned it off because he didn't want Windows 10 installed. But yeah, because he turned it off during an installation, it actually it corrupted everything. so,
Wow.
yeah, he was screwed. There's other users reporting that they're editing some videos or doing some spreadsheets or whatever, and the computer will automatically restart and just start installing Windows 10 out of nowhere. Another guy said that he had a Windows 10 countdown timer repair, where it's like installing Windows 10 in 60 minutes, but it would let you defer it. So you could say, no, don't install now, install in 6 hours or whatever, but it wouldn't let you cancel the countdown timer.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of crazy. But fear not, there is some good news for you and your dad and everyone else affected by this. Now, apparently there was a Windows user who was sick of all this, so he created an app. It's called the GWX Control Panel. There'll be a link for this in the description down below. Now, if you click that link, it'll take you to a page by digitaltrends.com, and on this, they'll talk you through downloading this GWX Control Panel, right? Once you install that control panel, it will let you delete the Windows 10 update, and it'll stop the Windows 10 update from happening, if that makes any sense.
Sweet. So it basically deletes the ability to update those files into Windows 10, and it blocks it all.
Yeah, and if those files have been
it's a third-party patch, isn't it?
Yeah. So if your computer's downloaded these Windows 10 update files, you can run this application and delete them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and you can totally disable it from happening. So yeah, click the link down below, and there's a user guide there for the GWX control panel. So there you go.
Wait.
Oh yeah, and by the way, just so you know, Microsoft is flat out denying that this is happening. Yeah, they're saying this shouldn't be happening, but yeah, we'll see what updates the future brings with this topic.
Wait. Oh.
Okay, I think we're pretty much done with that one.
All right. What else we got? Anything, or are we done for the evening?
No, there's one more, and this one isn't confirmed, but Microsoft basically put out a report. Not a report. They put out a survey to some community. It was like Reddit or something. And one of the questions that they had was, would you like the ability to trade in your digital download games? So if you bought a game on Xbox Live for, let's say, £50, you downloaded Tomb Raider. If you want to trade it in and you're never going to play that game again, by the sounds of it, you'll get 10% of the value of the game back. So yeah, I think that if they go ahead with this, the digital trade-ins, I think it'll be really good because it's better than what we have now. If you have a digital game right now, you're kind of stuck with it. You don't get anything back for it. So for some people, even getting 10% back would be an option, and it's nice to have the option.
I guess. And if you guys think that, I don't know if the ongoing joke with in the UK is, but like Game, for instance, which is the big retailer there. I mean, do you get the same joke of you get crap for your trade-ins?
Yeah, dude, we really do get crap for our trade-ins here.
Yeah. So, but if you really think about that, it must be just that's like 10%. It's just horrible. Like, let's say you get a brand new game that people are wanting. And then like that's been out for a month, you would still get 10%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a little much on me. Even then, I guess the only thing I really have to say about this is the option is there, but it just seems like a way for people to trade in those titles, and then on the chance that they want it again, they have to go back and buy it again, and it's just, I don't know. I would rather want a refund policy than a trade-in option. That's just me, though. That's all I really have to say about that one.
Yeah, well, I think it's still a good thing. And who knows?
Yeah, I mean, there's options. It's not forcing anyone to do it. So I guess it's there. It really doesn't affect me either way.
Yeah, like they're saying 10% right now. Who knows? For some games, it could be higher. I don't know. Maybe it depends on when the game came out, or you get more if the game's been out a week, so they'll give you a little bit more for it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I've actually got a screenshot here of the actual survey question that they posed to Reddit. it said, if the console digital games store for the console you owned offered customers the option to sell back the digital games to the store for 10% of the purchase price in store credit, would you be interested in such an offer? So yeah,
Click yes.
Yeah, I'd say yes
All right.
to that. It's nice to have the option.
Yeah.
Oh well, can't really complain.
Yeah, that's what I said. It doesn't really. It's not like it's taking away anything to people. So if you dig that, you dig that. But no one's forcing you, so I guess it doesn't hurt anyone.
Yeah, I think it's all right. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, I think that's about it. Those are all our topics.
Awesome. The plus side of that, DK, is that you can buy Quantum Break and then refund the Xbox One version once you get the PC version.
Oh yeah,
some money back, man.
How are they going to do that? Jeez, how are they going to combat that? No,
well,
but
I guess they'll probably
you'll only get back 10%. So technically,
I know,
left with the PC
but hey,
version.
you're getting some money back or whatever. But I'm sure that they may take both of them away. Who knows? Especially with the unified licensing that they're probably trying to push soon.
Yeah, maybe if you refund it, you lose both of them. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah,
for another day, though.
Quantum Break's going to be cool.
It is.
Quantum Break's going to go back in time and slap you in the face. I don't know what I'm saying.
Well, I guess that ends our evening. I do want some feedback from you guys who actually are our listeners, the few and far between. If you guys would like us to talk about something else, I'm thinking of having maybe like a retrocast thing, stuff that supports older consoles and media, things like that. Those topics to talk about. Maybe get DK back into it. He's always, we're left and right hands, guys. So comment on what kind of stuff you want us to talk about besides recent gaming and tech news, and we'll see what we can do.
Oh, yes. Okay, cool. I think we're about done here, Nexus.
All right.
Ciao,
guys.
Oh, there you go. You already said it. Okay, cool. Well, I've been DK6 with Nexus of Ice. This has been DeeKay Nexus Discussions, episode 6. Please leave us a like down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one. Leave us a comment. We always respond. Take care, guys. Bye.